Today's the day to join in for Joplin here at Bass Pro in Springfield from sunup to 7 p.m.
Drop by and enjoy live bands, kids' activities, and more as you help Joplin tornado victims. We'll be here all day accepting donations while treating you to great food. Can't make it? Text Convoy to 50555 for a $10 donation to Convoy of Hope. Special thanks to Harder House, Krispy Kreme, Johnsonville, and Ozarks Coca-Cola Dr. Pepper.
We'll see you here at Bass Pro where you can join in for Joplin and make a difference. We're up early and we're in the Bass Pro parking lot. We are donating money to Convoy of Hope to join in for Joplin. We would love to see you out here. There's stuff going on all day and it starts right now. We've got a ton of Krispy Kremes over there. So if you come and donate, the key is you have to give a donation before we'll give you a donut. But we'll be passing out donuts and I even think there's coffee over there. Not a good view right now, but I'm going to tell you some of the things that we can expect. At about 8 o'clock, NASCAR Jamie McMurray will be here so you can meet him, come out, free food throughout the day, and also local bands. We'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes.
Well, all day long, KSPR is joining in for Joplin, all to help folks there get back on their feet after the big tornado. Natalie Nunn is live at the event all morning long and is back now with the very latest.
Hey, good morning, Kyle. We are giving away coffee and donuts, and all we're asking for is a donation. There's so much going on here today at Bass Pro. We're also selling these shirts. If you're a NASCAR fan, $9.99, and all proceeds will go to Convoy of Hope. We'll have much more about Convoy of Hope coming up a little bit later in the show. But for now, we'll send it to break. Come to the Bass Pro parking lot, park your car, give a cash or check donation. We'll give you donuts. It is super simple, and they need the money. Jeff Nini's here with Convoy of Hope. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. It's
my
early.
Pleasure. It is early, but it's for a great cause.
It is a good cause. Now, you said that you guys have had so much national attention from the tornadoes in Joplin, and so much money's been raised. When people come and give $20, what does that money go to?
It goes towards the expenses in Joplin. That's one of the things that we've always really tried hard to keep with is that financial integrity. So if people come and make a designated gift towards Joplin, it's going to go to help Joplin.
All right, my new friend Keith just came by and got a donation and got Krispy Kremes to go. They even gave you a bag to go. How handy is that? He says he watches every morning. Thank you so much for bringing a donation by.
You bet. Glad to do it. You know, everybody needs to help pitch in, and the communities all around have definitely stepped up to the plate.
That is so true. Thank you very much for your donation. It will go to a good cause. We want you to come by and see us. We'll be out here all day until 10 p.m. We'll be back with more in just a few minutes.
Natalie Nunn, are they going to let you fire that up and cool off, Natalie?
No, I don't think so. And as a matter of fact, I may do the rest of the show from this car because it's such a tight squeeze. I don't know if I can get out, actually. This is a dirt modified race car. It races every weekend here in Springfield. It's tiny in here. I mean, I'm a tall girl, and it's a tight squeeze. We'll have things like this out here throughout the day. We also want to tell you of some of NASCAR's biggest stars will be on hand today, helping us to raise money for Joplin with Convoy of Hope. 2010 Daytona 500 winner and Joplin native Jamie McMurray will drop by around 8 a.m. So if you want to see him, you need to be here at that time because we're not exactly sure how long he'll be staying around. If you can't swing by to catch them early, Sprint Cup driver Clint Bowyer, Austin, and Ty Dillon will also be here later. We believe they'll be here around 7 p.m. So stuff going on all day. If NASCAR's your thing, come out and see us. We'd love to get to see you guys, and you can get food right now, Krispy Kreme donuts, if you come by and give a donation to Convoy of Hope right now. I'll be out here to meet you.
Just to clarify, we are at the Bass Pro Shops parking lot, okay, right off Campbell and Sunshine. Beautiful day out today, lots of room here. We've got all kinds of chairs set up for the big concert tonight. Look behind me, you'll see some of the things you can do. There's a NASCAR, no, it's not NASCAR, but a dirt track simulator back there. I just did it a minute ago, and I was going backwards most of the time. It's tough to drive. $5 gets you a chance to drive it. We've also got Jamie McMurray's car. It's the same car he raced in 4 years ago, and you can get your picture taken. You can actually get inside the car, inside a real NASCAR, and get your picture taken for $25, that kind of a donation. All the money we're raising here today goes to Joplin people that survived the storm, people that lost everything in the storm, some people who lost family members in the storm. And this benefit is right in the middle of full swing. At midday today, you were out here, Kevin's been out here. It was really packed over lunchtime. We expect tonight to be a lot of fun too with all our big name performers. But coming up this evening, 5 o'clock, about an hour from now, we're going to be serving hot dogs here, chips and soda. So a little donation gets you a long way. You're going to get to eat, you're going to hang out with all the celebrities here. Behind us, they've got some stuff to do for the kids. You can get your learn how to cast a fishing pole to a very short distance from some of the pros. I want to get to something else that happened today. The 2010 Daytona 500 winner came back to the Ozarks today. It was a sad and kind of a somber visit for Jamie McMurray, the NASCAR driver. He was born in Joplin. He learned to race on the tracks there, and today he went back to take a look at his hometown and see some of the areas that he used to call home and he knows so well. KSPR's Emily Rittman joined him today as that Joplin native joined KSPR and Convoy of Hope to check out this fundraiser.
We're standing in what used to be Jamie McMurray's childhood bedroom. There's not much of it left. The family that lives here now says there are a few mementos that did survive the storm.
This small shelter just really means a lot to us.
For Joplin NASCAR fans, this door represents a hometown champion's roots.
There's a little plaque that he survived a race.
Turns out, years later, quite ironic.
Just that little triangle of God's shelter that kept them right there. It's just such a small space, and there's absolutely nowhere else that they could have been. His wall saved my parents.
The roar was deafening, and it seemed to go on forever. I was on my knees, hunkered down, holding one of my pets, and I really thought we would die.
Instead, the twister took a neighbor's life, the Tinker's Yorkie, but spared the couple.
We got some scrapes and bruises, and we're thankful to be alive, and I'm not complaining about anything.
The couple wants to rebuild, but first they want Jamie to see what's left.
I couldn't find my home where I'd grown up, and everything in the area where I grew up was different. It totally changed, and I felt like I had lost my roots.
My dad's a huge NASCAR fan, so I needed to get one for him.
All right, well, nice to meet you.
McMurray is back to his roots, bringing smiles to those who've lost a lot, struggling to keep his own.
I'm trying very hard not to have like an emotional breakdown in front of everybody, because you want to be strong.
He made several appearances for KSPR and Convoy of Hope's Join In for Joplin, but says that's not the end.
NASCAR does a really good job with their foundation of helping the drivers with where they would like money to go.
Where Jamie wants, it's pretty clear.
Joplin will always be my hometown.
Even though McMurray's childhood home will soon be torn down, he says he knows all of his former neighbors in Joplin need a lot of assistance to build back, and he says he plans to make sure to donate long term. In Joplin, Emily Rittman, KSPR News.
Thanks, Emily. And you're looking at Jamie McMurray's car. It's here at Bass Pro Shops on the lot. He toured his home after our cameras left today. Jamie McMurray told us that CEO of Bass Pro Shops, Johnny Morse, encouraged him to get involved with Convoy of Hope because he knew the money would go where it needed to go. And Lee, right now, so far today, we have raised $40,000 thanks to people in the Ozarks.
Now, KSPR weather.
Beautiful afternoon here. Sitting in the parking lot at Bass Pro Shops. Behind me, another band getting ready to take the stage. I think they're called the Sock Monkeys, I believe we're being told that's who they are. One of many bands that are going to continue to perform here tonight, and we've got so much entertainment that's going to be ongoing through this evening. We're telling you about Tracy Lawrence, we're talking about Dee Messina, John Anderson, I mean, just to name a few. But I showed you these tickets before break. These are tickets. You got some NASCAR fans out there? I know I do. There's tons of NASCAR fans here. These are tickets to this weekend's race up in Kansas City. Okay, the Truck Series race and then the actual Sprint Cup race. Okay, they're going to be auctioning these things off here tonight. And you could possibly be going to the race this weekend up in Kansas City. I mean, it's just, that's what's crazy, is ironic that the NASCAR race this weekend is up in Kansas City, so it's just up the road. And so we're going to be auctioning these off at 6 o'clock tonight. Of course, all the proceeds going to go back to Joplin here as Join In for Joplin continues here at Bass Pro Shops.
Much more KSPR News at 4 is straight ahead, but first, a few of the sights and sounds going on right now during today's Join In for Joplin fundraiser benefiting the Convoy of Hope.
It tastes like sausage! Just here to support, help our neighbors.
Just gonna send some money to Joplin to help them out. Jamie McMurray.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, you? You should come out and help the people because their homes are destroyed. Cheese! Hey Mom, the games are open. It's fun out here.
I like the idea that our community is willing to help other communities when they're in need.
I caught him! Let's try and get some ice cream.
All right, back out here live, Join In for Joplin.
We're working for the weekend.
We're working for the weekend, we are, and they're working it on stage up there. Some great music as we continue to do this fundraiser for Joplin, raising all kinds of money out here. The weather's a little warm. They sweating a little bit there? Forget that makeup today, right? Forget that. But guys, we want you to come on out here. Again, these big acts are going to continue to go on as we go throughout the course of this evening. We've been telling you about some of those. But the thing is about the money, all this money. And we've raised like over $40,000 here with KSPR.
And obviously along with you as KSPR 33, and they asked us for some space and to help with an event. We were all over to help the neighbors of ours in Joplin.
Well, I'm telling you, if we want to go big, you go with Bass Pro.
We do go big. It's kind of like Texas, and you know, it's big, and we do have some big money coming in right now. I've got a brand new total for you. Thanks to this guy right here from Columbia, Barry Gaines, we can now say that we have $70,000 raised at this moment. Just got the word.
Wow.
Start off with James Wesley. We go right into John Anderson and then Tracy Lawrence, and the headliner tonight, Dee Messina.
You could kind of take your pick of headliners out of that group.
Absolutely, you sure can. Any one of them's got a whole string of hits. So come on out. It's a good cause. All we're asking for is a donation. Convoy of Hope for Joplin.
All right, we're back here live. Joe.
I'm ready.
Joe, you ready? Listen, this is a dirt track simulator here. He's going to get in and drive. Go ahead and try to see if you can get in there and take a look. There's a screen in there. All right, how's it going, Joe?
I always crash. I can never put on enough brake. Okay, here we go. I'm on.
Now, this is where the officer would say, license registration, please.
No, this would be cuffs for me.
Oh, exactly, cuffs. He's gone. He's gone.
What was it?
They're pretty good.
Now, listen. Here's the thing you need to remember. There's all kinds of fun things to do out here. This is about raising money for the people in Joplin, our neighbors. But come out here and have some fun with us. Listen to some great music tonight. It's a great atmosphere.
ABC for the Ozarks, covering our community. This is KSPR News at 6.
Hello again, I'm Joe Dawes.
And I'm Lee Moody. Thanks so much for joining us for this very special edition of KSPR News at 6 o'clock. I'm live tonight outside of Bass Pro Shops here off South Campbell. We're in our 14th hour of our Join In for Joplin fundraiser. We want you to come out here, have a great time, and help us raise as much money as possible for our neighbors in Joplin who are trying to recover from that devastating tornado about a week and a half ago. Here's the good news. So far, we've raised $70,000, and we are still counting. Behind me is a long line of people waiting to make donations and get their free food. Here's a look at what's going on right now. You can probably hear what's going on as well. On stage right now is the band Sock Monkeys. They are a local group. They're going to be playing until 7 o'clock tonight. Plenty of activities out here for the kids, so bring them out, including a bounce house, a beanbag toss, and a dirt track simulator that Joe knows all too well about. We also have hot dogs, chips, and drinks, and Dr. Pepper products available if you do make a donation, and every donation counts and helps our neighbors in Joplin. Now later tonight, 4 country music acts will hit the stage at 7 o'clock. James Wesley will perform. He's released 2 albums and is touring with Taylor Swift this summer. He'll be followed by John Anderson, who's had 5 #1 singles throughout his career, including the hit songs Swingin' and Black Sheep. The 8 o'clock hour belongs to a man with nearly 24 top 10 hits over his 20-year career. I know you know him, country music star Tracy Lawrence. And wrapping up the night in the 9 o'clock hour will be Dee Messina.
McMurray toured his home after our cameras left. He says Bass Pro CEO Johnny Morris encouraged him to team up with Convoy of Hope because he says the money goes where it should. In an exclusive interview, Morris shared his thoughts on the tornado and why he too is joining in for Joplin.
When this tragedy happened, you know, it's like we have opportunity, maybe how can we help these people, and a lot of people at Bass Pro and all of Springfield, and then, you know, good fortune that Convoy of Hope's right here. And what an amazing organization, and feels like every little bit you can give, if it's going through them, it's not a lot of wasted energy or overhead. It's going straight to do good.
It has been a hot one today in Springfield, but that has not put much of a damper on our Join In for Joplin fundraiser. Back out now to Bass Pro Shops, where Chief Meteorologist Kevin Lighty has our first look at a steamy forecast. Staying cool, Kevin?
You know what? It's a lot better than it was a few hours ago when we were talking to you at 4 o'clock. It feels like it's a little bit cooler, the sun getting a bit lower in the sky, and maybe this helps as well. Got my hot dog here, got my chips. This is what we're giving away over here for a small donation. Come have a little dinner out here. Got some, I mean, these are some huge hot dogs too. These aren't just some small dogs. These are some big hot dogs we got over here. And you can come out and join in for Joplin. Help us out with this huge fundraising event.
Now KSPR Sports.
Hey everybody, Mike Scott live out here at Bass Pro for Join In for Joplin. And you know, one of the highlights of my day and many NASCAR fans was, of course, the appearance of NASCAR's rising star Jamie McMurray, a Joplin native, which the cause is very close to him, of course, being from that area. And just down the road from this weekend's Sprint Cup race in Kansas, after 3 wins in 2010, it's been a rough start to this season that could all turn around on Sunday.
You know, if I could pick a race out with the since we've won Daytona and Indy, Kansas would be a really special place for me to get to win a race, for sure.
Clint Bowyer will be here in a half hour, along with Ty and Austin Dillon and owner Richard Childress.
Today, KSPR and our sister stations held an all-day event. Started at 5 a.m. today to raise money for the recovery efforts in Joplin.
And I think it's still going on. Thousands of you turned out to donate money, have a bite to eat, meet a few NASCAR drivers, and enjoy some really great country music. Country music artists performed in a live concert tonight. James Wesley led off the night, followed by John Anderson and then Tracy Lawrence. Dee Messina is wrapping up the event as we speak.
You're looking at some video of the earlier performers today. Today's event, though, would not have been possible without all of our great sponsors who donated time, money, and products. We'd like to say a big thank you to Harder House, Krispy Kreme, Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, Johnsonville, and Bass Pro Shops.
And of course, a big thanks goes out to all of you who have donated money. People brought clothes, food, and maybe even you donated your time volunteering down in the disaster area in Joplin.
A lot of people like that. We are happy to report to you that you helped raise more than $100,000 for Convoy of Hope. And tonight, Tracker Marine, Bass Pro Shops, and Big Cedar Lodge added these 3 checks, all signed by Johnny Morris, for a total of $210,000 to the total. That's $310,000.
That is amazing. It's so heartwarming to see how many people turned out.
It was amazing to be on that stage when he presented us with that check, too.